It's the time of year when folks start thinking home improvements. And if you're thinking of doing anything major to your yard, our next guest has some advice. We're joined by Stephen Thomas, a damage prevention specialist with Division of Utility and Railroad Safety. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Emily, for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Well, I totally understand as a homeowner that when you want to do something, you want to do it now because next weekend something else might be going on, but that's probably a bad idea when it comes to digging, isn't it?
That's correct. Planning is really a big step in the process of digging, and before you even actually go to begin digging, some planning should be involved because of what I'd like to talk about today, and that is digging with care and keeping Virginia safe.
And tell us, what are the steps before you dig?
Well, to dig with care, that is actually Virginia's mantra or message, if you will, that we try to get out to folks when we talk about preventing underground utility line damages. And that message, dig with care, the word care itself is an acronym, and each letter in that word stands for a different step, if you will, in the process. The C is to call Miss Utility at 811 before you dig. The A is allow required time for marking. The R is respect the marks, and E is to excavate carefully.
Now, when we were talking about this earlier, you said, you know, they've come out, they lay these marks, but they're 2 feet within something. So when you're planning, you should be careful about that in general, shouldn't you?
That's correct, Emily. That is a very big and important thing to understand, that when you do see those paint marks or flags or stakes or whatever the case may be that is marking that particular utility line, it is important to understand that that is not the exact location of that line. It is, in fact, an approximate horizontal location, which is accurate within 2 foot of either side of that actual paint mark. So anywhere 2 foot to the left or 2 foot to the right of that marking is where that utility line could actually be.
So if a homeowner or a business person calls in, how much is this going to cost them?
That's the great part. It is a free call. We definitely encourage everyone to call Miss Utility no matter what their project is. It's an easy number to remember, 811, and like I said, it is a free call to get your utility lines marked so you can avoid damaging them. And
Virginia has some pretty good, awards and things to that extent, doesn't it? In the sense that it's pretty safe around here, isn't it?
It is, and that's a big part, a thank you to all of the different stakeholders that are involved in the process, whether they be the excavators, the locators, the municipalities, whoever they in particular are. Everybody has worked together, and Virginia is actually known and nationally recognized as having one of, if not the best, damage prevention program. And part of that is because of everyone working together, and then part of that is, in fact, the Dig with Care message, because it does, in fact, address more than just placing that initial phone call. There are those other steps involved in the process.
And let's make sure we get that information out there for folks to call. You can call Miss Utility at 811 or go online, va811.com, or Division of Utility and Railroad Safety, 804-371-9980, or visit that website.